Alright folks, we're back. Thanks for watching that break. Man, it's weird not having that transition scene. I really gotta get that ported over. Anyways, we're gonna be getting into Namshar versus Optimus. We were talking about maybe waiting for some of the other games, but honestly it could take so long that we just throw off the bracket. We don't want to hold things up, so we'll get this one cranked out and going. I do want to note, though, we did have some resubs come in, or most importantly, one resub with a big message. I'm too old for this Twitch. So for 4 months, not 24, but 4 months. It says month 1, come for the StarCraft. That's how they get you. That's the whole. We just bait you guys in with big names like Innovation and Hearthstone, etc. Month 2, stay for Rifkin's terrible jokes. Hey, this is like hook. Line, and this next line is going to be the sinker. Month 3 plus, stay to watch Zombie Grub's eyes roll at Rifkin's terrible jokes.
I don't roll my eyes nearly as often.
Hook, line, and sink her.
Oh.
Sink her, but I hardly know her. Oh, Zoidberg. Okay, we're in game 1 of a brand new best of 3. I love that I'm too old for this. Twitch is like name is too big for the resub box. I guess I'll have to fix that. Spawning here in the bottom right, we do have the blue Zerg player. It's gonna be Dead Pixel's Namshar, who should be fully warmed up and good to go.
In the bottom left.
I'm not even surprised.
As the Red Terran, he is Optimus.
Optimus has been doing proxy Raxes for God knows how long, and for God knows how many games. And we've actually, the few times we got to follow him through the entire Corsair bracket, I think one of the weeks was you weren't even here for. I think he did this almost 100% of the games he played in. I know there was the finals versus sort of where he lost 0-3, but every single game was proxy racks. So the thing is, that was a weird introduction to me for Optimus, and I thought this guy's just a terrible player who can only cheese. He can't play real games. Boy, was I mistaken, and very glad to be. So while this game opens up aggressive and gross like this, we've actually seen some pretty awesome games with Optimus and Snoot, for example. And I really hope that if this doesn't work for him, we'll get to see some of that. But if it does work for him, then more power to him.
We had some pretty high hopes for Optimus after, well, I mean, the first time we really saw him, that was back when Overgrowth was still in the map pool, and he kind of got slapped down by Snoot. But then he got better, or adapted, and looked really good. But this is not a Reaper proxy. This is no gas with it. It is just Marines, gonna be building a bunker.
I just assumed, you know, I didn't even look back at home, because who does this? Nobody does this anymore.
It's absolutely true. I think some of the Koreans have been kind of bringing it back, and by Koreans I mean like Jan did it once in GSL. But still,
say, if I had to guess, I would say like Maru or something, right? This was his jam back in the day.
Yeah, like it's kind of come back as like same like when 2 or 3 racks versus Terran was really popular, and then people started doing like the 2, like the Marauder and Reaper. Like they like mix it up, I guess, is kind of the plan. But anyways, this is something that's actually pretty easy to hold if you have any indication that's coming. You just pull a lot of drones because you have so many.
Well, so I actually think this is a really smart move to do against Namshar. As we just saw, this Overlord gonna supply walk him.
That's bad. I mean, it's already bad that he lost 2 drones and he's like not.
Well, my comment to follow up for this was Namshar tends to play a little bit greedy when he shouldn't, and you know, Snoot and others also get caught in the same trap. So it's not like, oh my god, I can't believe we would do it. But had he done that this game, this could have been devastating. He does have some army units on the way, and the Spinecrawler starts up, but the Queen gets focused down really quick. The drones are finally pulled a little bit late. He's gonna kite around best he can, but more Marines walking through that front door, getting cut down by these Lings. These 5 Marines kept alive very nicely, gonna walk to the front lines and perhaps try and escort their brothers in. No, they go back to the mineral lines for some more kills.
Already took the drone count down to his SEV count. That's good. And the Marines in the main base are still killing drones, which is very bad for Namshar. He should have already had this cleaned up, and then he would have had a pretty easy defense at the front with the
god, he's not even going to clean him up.
But this actually turns into game over. Like, yeah, Namshar lost. GG.
Optimus!
Yeah.
If it works, it works. You can't fault it if it wins the game at the end of the day.
That's true. You can't fault it that much. But actually, it was such a surprise too. Like, it's not just that it was a 4-axe Marine push. It's that it was also without the bunker. Like, I mean, I think a lot of Zergs, they do have some instincts from the glory days of the 2 racks or whatever, and that is to like That is usually they give you some time, especially if you have sight on that natural, that they see the bunker form and they're like, okay, I got like 30 seconds. I got to decide what I want to do. Is it going to be roach? Is it going to be bird? Roach is going to be a Nidus? Like, what am I going to do here? And they can think it through like a tiniest little bit, but by just like running up that ramp, Namshar was like, hey, no. And he did definitely falter.
Mm. Well, I hope he embraces his inner Taylor Swift and just shakes it off. Goes in this next game with a clear mindset.
Yeah. I hope so too. Taking his time choosing the map.
I like Nurchio's tweet. This must be the best day of my life. Base Trade hosting surprise Corsair Cup, which shouldn't happen today. Hashtag online cup king. Nurchio has actually not been present for several of the more recent cups. And he has been, as that hashtag indicates, the online cup king. Usually when we see him play, he's in the finals, and if he's the rare time he doesn't win, it's against somebody like Showtime, but for the most part he does win. Like overall, good to see Nurchio playing again.
He chose Honor Grounds. I feel like he's trying to bait Optimus.
Well, I feel like you're either baiting him that way, or you're hoping that with the 4-player spawn map that it's just you're less likely to get proxied.
Optimus, I feel like every time I see him on Honor Grounds, he's done it. I feel like it. Can't prove it. Well, here we go.
Yeah, sorry, I was just typing to the mod because I don't have the capabilities to look up things and edit and fiddle. As we get into game number 2, excuse me, that first one was just so fast it felt like one. Spawning here in the top left, he just took a pretty brutal loss to some very gasless build. It is the red Zerg player, Namshar.
In the top right is the purple Terran. He is Dead Pixel's Optimus. And I didn't realize they're on the same team.
Yeah.
Technically.
Bonus time. Yeah, so again, we got some people, I guess, now who weren't here, definitely were not here this morning when we made the announcement. We did put a video up on Twitter, but again, to reiterate, today was going to be the BTSL. No problems because it's been moved, not canceled and killed. It's just been moved to this Sunday. But we really, like, you guys don't understand, Zybrem and I really do enjoy getting to just hang out and do StarCraft, even if it's only for a couple hours a day. So I really didn't want to do nothing. So to be perfectly clear, while this is integrated into the Corsair Cup tournament circuit, the prize money from this is just coming out of the subscriber count. It's nice, and I feel so cheesy with what I'm about to say. All right,
blessed.
Yeah, hashtag blessed that we are able to do stuff like this thanks to you guys. So, not a bait. This isn't supposed to be like we need. In fact, the opposite. I'm saying we have plenty of subscribers. I'm glad we can do stuff like this. So, just give yourselves a pat on the back. Thank you for helping. Things like sponsor Beal, things like throwing these cups out of nowhere. I'm just really glad we're able to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Feels like I don't know.
Continuing on that note too, by the way, because this was integrated into the Corsair Cup, we are putting up still the $100 for the prizing. That's what the prize pool for today is. Plus the fact that the winner of this will get points that will hopefully push them through to the monthly finals if they're not already qualified in. As all 3 of the regular cups, I think, are done for the month.
That is a good point. So Optimus is doing something kind of weird. I'm not sure why yet, but 1 base factory expand as opposed to 1 racks expand. I don't believe this is the first time we've seen him do it, but it is still a rather uncommon build, and so far I feel like hasn't looked like it's really been worth it. The Hellions come in a lot sooner and can definitely surprise a Zerg player, especially if they did something like really extreme, like not go for speed. But yeah, sometimes it just kind of fizzles instead. Yeah.
Thank you for the 8-month resub. Old Jimmy says, "Happy birthday, Zombigo." Dude, I had no idea it was your birthday. I thought your birthday was like May 5th or something like that.
Is this even more extreme than like the Fenner thing? Where he was like, people are saying it's my birthday 2 days before my birthday. And they're going to say it on my birthday. And then they're going to say it past my birthday because I'm Australian. Like,
His was time zone based. I didn't realize it was your birthday though. So happy birthday, son.
No, it wasn't just time zone based. Like we actually hosted him on the wrong day. And so that's why he said there was like 3 days in a row that he'd be called like happy birthday. But yeah, I'm gonna have like a half a month, so I'm even more special. And
I mean, that's debatable.
Wow, that's not debatable. Fucking...
I mean, in fairness, I think as much as PC culture has come a long way, nobody wants to be referred to as the special kid in class. So I'm actually paying you a compliment here.
Wow. Okay. Look. Okay. Like if you get it, you get. There's like a. Oh, what's the word? When your voice changes, like not tone, but there's like a way of saying the word. All right. That the difference is. You know what? Screw you. Happy birthday, Zombie Grub. Shower me with money.
No, I heard it's Lennox's birthday too, actually.
I can't tell if it's legit or not. So.
Oh, every 24-hour stream, it's Lennox's birthday at the BaseTradeTV house.
Gotcha. Well, we'll see if there's another one coming up soon, I guess. But yeah, I'm actually gonna be able to celebrate my birthday on stream this time, I guess, because
you know what?
DreamHack awesome.
3 years in a row, I've not been able to stream on my birthday. And last year was supposed to be the first time, and then I got cucked by the Twitch servers really hard, if you recall. Got super duper mad about it and raged really hard.
I don't remember that. I thought it was around the time that you broke your arms, because your birthday's in the summer, isn't it?
Yeah, well, actually, my birthday was the same month I broke my arms. It was at the start of the month, not the end of the month. That's how I remember that time in my life. That was just the worst month ever.
That sucks. So, that's a lot of Hellions. I mean, he did produce more, having built them a lot earlier, and he does have an armory, and we even have an addition of a couple of Cyclones. I mean, this might have been worth the opener.
We're also hitting the time threshold for anything except mech. You know, you can finish your stim as late as like 10 minutes and still pull off bio, but I feel like if you wait too long, at some point you're just like, you're forced into mech, even if you didn't plan to go that way from the get-go. So we'll see if that transition comes out behind it, or if he just ends up focusing really hard in the front lines. You can do some maybe medevac micro. That medevac's pretty high, and the queens aren't focusing it down, but I think the roaches, the spines, the queens, this looks like a manageable defense.
It should be. Maybe pull the drones. Some of them will be collateral damage, or maybe not. Big concave with more roaches to the north, and Optimus just taps out. All right.
I feel like
alrighty then.
Optimus, his plan was, okay, hear me out. This is what just happened in that game. Optimus does up like 10 stories on a building, and he sees Namshar walking down the street. He's like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump and use him to break my fall. He won't see it coming. And then jumps off the completely wrong side of the building, I feel is what just happened there.
What an elaborate analogy. Thank you for that.
Yet somehow incredibly accurate.
Yeah. These guys are... This is the second time this has happened in like last 3 days. Choosing the oddest maps. You have Paladino coming up.
Well, normally this is where we'd insert a commercial break, but we had such a fast series so far. I'm going to hold on to it for now, guys. So we'll just get into game 3 as quick as possible, and then end up with a 50-minute game where I wish I had played an ad beforehand. But you know what? It is what it is.
Are you going to play the intro?
I can't. I don't have any of the intros on the new PC.
Oh, that's right.
This is like the best intro, though.
Do you want to just mime the intro? Like, maybe we can both just do the karate moves?
I mean,
but then we might look like a certain streamer.
It's actually... Give me a second. I can actually just load up on YouTube and like screen region YouTube. The workarounds. Paladino Terminal intro. Really? Other people made versions of this, huh? Drug Insane version? What? Hang on, I gotta look at this. Yo, someone like completely ripped off my Paladino Terminal intro, dog.
Did they get more views with it?
Hang on. No, I don't care about views. Oh, I don't. No, they didn't. I don't care about the views. But like, here, I'm gonna link you so you can see this, and you can see mine. We're gonna play both these. All right, I'm just gonna beat the game. We can get started in about 30 seconds. All right, because I'm gonna. This is so blatantly I will say inspired by mine is how I'll phrase that.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, I'm playing the fake one now. Okay, it's not. It's not as bad. It's got some like NES elements. It's still going for like that old feel. Although the color rotation here is terrible.
Why do they put Chinese instead of Japanese?
No, I don't know, but I want to know more importantly why it's titled the Drug Insane version. Nothing about this seems drug insane to me.
Yeah, it's not freaking out anyway. I don't know.
All right, let's start the game for real. And I'll play the better intro, the best God Van Damme intro you've ever seen. Super duper worth, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're in game 3 of this Royal Rumble. In the bottom right, we've got the blue Terran player from Dead Pixels. It's Optimus.
In the top left, as the red Zerg, he is Namshar, and I call this sub Incorruptible Lizard. Where he subs for 7 months in a row. Your mama's so fat, all 3 meterless bounces hit her, and now for something completely normal. Jesus loves you all. He's Kate.
You always gotta save room for Jesus.
Not his mama. She don't have any room.
And thank you, GW Jones 82009. I hope to find more streams in my time zone more often in the future. Early mornings suck. I don't know what time zone you're in, but yeah, we usually do stuff during the day, during the morning. Don't really do stuff too late. I mean, the other thing about that, like, there's real talk. I wish we could justify doing more like, I guess, NA themed content, but the players aren't there, the viewers aren't there, and the money's not there. As much as we are, as we talked about earlier, like hashtag blessed, that we can kind of, like on a whim, throw a tournament or 2 here and there without breaking the bank. We can't unfortunately afford to dedicate to a whole time zone. That's just not gonna end up being worth it at the end of the day. I do wish
I mean, I think if we did it like often enough. Okay, like people, like it would grow naturally.
No. Look, I know who you're referencing, and I just don't have time for it. I think that it would be cool to get to that point where we had the money to invest in building up that time zone, though, like for actual. It's just, unfortunately, with where StarCraft is, not worth it, sadly, at the end of the day. But I really like this time zone, because I feel like when we start stuff at 10 a.m. Pacific, it's usually getting into the semifinals right around the time a lot of people are getting off work in the East Coast. We usually hit the finals right around the time people are done with school or whatever on the West Coast. I mean, this is a nice time zone. I wish this tournament, though, like, and you're going to hate me for saying this, I wish there's a way to make this tournament last 6 hours instead of 4, because 4 is about the average for a Corsair Cup.
I have no strong opinions about you saying that. Yeah, 4 hours is it's pretty good, but I think the viewers would hold for maybe another 1, maybe another 2, actually, because 2 is like 7 p.m.
I want to say 3 o'clock Pacific is when we will notably see drop off most of the time.
Yeah,
but anyways,
yeah, probably
got some Reapers coming out, and it's more than a couple. We got 2 more coming up behind with the 3rd barracks on the way. And, oh, things were muted. Didn't even realize. But just the sounds. But the point is, Reapers are in Namshar's face, and Optimus isn't doing this like 5 rack style. But I do want to note we have seen this man go up to like 9 racks before.
It looks like he's doing some weird bastardization of a 2-1-1, but with like Reaper openers, which actually is pretty cool. I say that with like in fondness, I suppose. So I mean, you spend what 150 more gas on the Reapers, but it also takes a little bit more time. So I'm guessing this pushes the 2-1-1 off like what, a minute, and that is substantial. Where like a 3cc would also push that off a minute, but then also would have like a 3rd cc, and that's like seems like a lot more important than 4 Reapers. But we'll see what it really changes into.
He's gonna get a couple grenades done, so he won't get too screwed up by these things. Unfortunately, though, like, agree with all the points you made. I think what just sucks for Optimus here is he didn't really get anything with this. Like, okay, he's not lost anything either, but that's the thing. You just gave up your macro to do something that was meant to really screw with your opponent.
First of all, thank you to Meat Brawl for the 3-month resub. Love BaseTradeTV. So it's kind of funny too. Optimus, you know, I went back to the very first time we kind of saw this guy. Well, not the first time. I'm sure we cast him before too, but the first time that I really noted him, because like Thermal had been like talking about him and like kidding around with him and stuff like that. But anyways, it was on an Overgrowth game, and he was doing the no stim kind of 2-on-1, I think it was, where you get those double drops in earlier but without stim, and we were just like kind of confused. It was a thing, like he didn't just make that build on his own, but he was the only one that was using it past a certain expiration date, and it was sort of weird. So I guess he really is looking to experiment with standard stuff, and I would say that this one wasn't exactly a success.
No, there was some kind of cool Reaper control we saw a moment ago, but there's only so much you can do without those extra 3 or 4 grenades in your arsenal. However, there is a considerable amount of units set up behind this. And Namshar, like, don't get me wrong, he's actually making a lot of lings still, and he's already got a good chunk on the field since nothing died earlier. But I don't know how well he's going to deal with the follow-up to this. That's a very fast stim. All these medevacs are going to support the Marines, and even if it's not a drop, he just walks them across the map. I feel like there's actually a lot of power in this army.
He should just walk him across the map. On Paladino, and he knows where the Queen's already so far pushed out, just walk him across for safety. But yeah, if Namshar messed up his macro because of only 4 Reapers, then that is really important. And I would say that he did probably overdo it a little bit to lings that are now going to be useful, but maybe the order of like drones versus lings could have been a little bit different. He also didn't start very fast upgrades at all, where usually you do get like maybe even like a bit of a boost on your 1-1 versus the Terran player. And how many queens does he have? Okay, he does have 8 queens, so he's standard on that, I suppose. But and there's definitely it's definitely not as smooth for the Zerg player, even if the attack does hit a minute later.
A real problem for Namshar. Well, maybe not, as the medevacs end up being driven off. I was gonna say though, he actually used a lot of energy on tumors. I think he thought, I'm in the clear. I won't need to save a bunch of transfuses. That push isn't coming, but never mind. 1 queen got sniped off immediately, and there's not a lot of energy left between the remaining ones. But more medevacs coming. Combat shots and +1 will, they're not gonna be here for a bit, which is a bit unfortunate, but stim is a hell of a thing, and he's got quite a bit of army supply over Namshar right now. Because keep in mind, a lot of Namshar's army supply is invested in those queens. So these are lings, not banelings, no roaches, no anything other than very, very tier 1 units on both sides.
I do feel like Namshar probably just got really thrown off course by the opener. He doesn't seem to have as much of a smooth build.
If he baits Namshar to come down here and just picks up, like this is the same as the high ground, low ground mechanic, except instead of the main.
He actually doesn't have enough lings, I don't think.
Like, the stutter's pretty good.
Stutter step. This is a problem. Like usually, past the first 2 medevacs, you kind of need a baneling nest, or you just need a substantial amount of lings with upgrades, and obviously the upgrades are a bit late. So this is some good trades.
I love grabbing those live tumors too. You know, right now Namshar is making a conscious choice to save energy for transfuses.
He's definitely feeling the pressure here. He's still not quite up to a perfect drone count, although he's getting there. And this follow-up push off 2 bases is going to be brutal on Paladino.
I mean, at least with the armor done, he's not going to be feeling the sting of that +1 weapons as badly. But the fact is, as long as these medevacs are alive, this follow-up army is huge. I mean, again, it's not just in terms of brute force, which it is. It's also the fact that Namshar still doesn't have the baneling nest. It's finishing as we speak. I don't know he's going to have time to even make banelings. And if he does, he's going to have slow banelings be the result of that. Liberators set up. They're a distraction at best. Who cares? The Marines are brute forcing through, and Optimus is looking to just not be stopped here in Game 3.
No, I think Namshar is just too late to very crucial attack. A couple of Marines do get caught a little bit awkward there.
Yeah, but that tank...
tanks are going to get surrounded too, but the Marine force is still huge.
Yeah, it's this ball of death. It's just not stoppable. He chases down the queens. He doesn't even need to. He could have gone straight to that third and gutted everything, but he's just chasing the army because he can. He's overstimmed a little bit, which is scary, but there's just so many Marines. I don't know that it matters.
Yeah, it was really like the overstimming could have been a problem if Namshar had 20, like 30 more lings and a complete surround too, because he does have the upgrade lead now.
Oh god.
But okay.
Well, forget what we said about upgrades, because those are about to disappear.
Yeah, he did still have it, but that was like.
He's gonna get the spires, he's gonna get the baneling. He's gonna get every important building there possibly could be for Namshar right now.
This is too much. 3rd CC is about done too, and +1 armor's on the way, so they're gonna even up on supply. Okay, upgrades.
So banelings finally get finished up, but the nest is gone, so there's not gonna be any more. that whole event of things just happened in the natural reminds me of like one of those nice username gifs where you're looking at something that is clearly not meant to be working that way, like the adept one you've tweeted out recently, right? Like, oh, here's the adept change. I kind of feel like this is a little bit what we just witnessed with Optimus here.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of the frustrating games that I feel Zerg players almost exclusively have to deal with, where their tempo gets thrown off. Hey, tempo. And they like, they almost barely hold too, you know? Like one more stim, more lings, and those units that were in his natural would have been actually killed straight up. And they just can't, right? It's just a snowball effect. And they're like, well, if he played normally, then I would have been completely fine. Like I blame 4 Reapers in the opener for this.
Yeah. I think like when you watch builds like this too, you see a lot of merit in the way Optimus plays. And you're like, trim the fat, get rid of the silly stuff, you know, lose the Reapers, just go straight to the Marines. Maybe the macro purely is better. But at the same time, you gotta wonder, like, maybe the Reapers did throw off Namshar a bit. Maybe he thought there was gonna be so much more coming. So
I really believe the Reapers like completely threw him off. But there's also that chance, as you were like saying, that the macro element could have also been good. Because to be honest, we still see 2-1-1s kill Zergs. Like as many times as they face a 2-1-1, they still like are slightly out of position and they die. And it's that also could have happened on Paladino.
Well, we are watching some struggles to actually finish off Namshar. It is still important to note that behind this, Optimus did get a 3rd. He didn't just like sit here on 1-2 bases this whole time. He can left off his main and take a 4th. Like, there's a lot of ways this game still plays out well for him. Kudos to Namshar, though. I like the idea of the Corruptors because he is struggling with medevacs, but it still might be one of those, like, too little, too late things.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a... It seems like a good thing that they got Aspire. Infestors would have already run out of energy by now, but it's going to be difficult. Base is not going to go down, so some nice hits on those Marines, and Namshar finally has a moment to breathe, but these Corruptors just scouted still very large Marine force with tanks. Optimus a little bit late to his 2-2, but starts it up now. You think that choke's going to be a bit difficult.
There's been a surprisingly low amount of worker kills for how much control Optimus has had over the bases, by the way, which isn't going to become a problem immediately, but is just noteworthy because you've lost 248 lings, 107 Marines, but only 17 workers have died total this game.
That's a little weird.
Thanks for the eat though of the Banelings, that works.
Yeah, whichever one it was. Very short rally as well, so like time to make Banelings is not really something Namshar has. If he ever uses all of his Banelings, it's going to be really difficult to remake them, and that's his problem what he did. Right here.
Yeah, he used all the Banelings. Corruptors do take some time because they have some high natural armor built into them, but ultimately they just can't stop it. As the Widowmines continues to leapfrog forward, they are on cooldown, but they'll be coming off cooldown, of course, in just a moment. Get some of those big hits. Hatchery finally dies too. Medevacs are gone, so I mean, like, I do want to know, like, I feel like Namshar is doing the best in a bad situation, but it really is going to take more than him playing well. It's going to actually take Optimus messing up, Optimus throwing the game for Namshar to come back. So, GG.
He quotes.
What? Oh, air quote the GG. All right, here's that screen region from earlier still up. That's awkward. Let's lose that. Oh, that's interesting. TLO versus Euthermal is possibly set up to play there.
That is cool.
Mana and BC did end up, I guess, getting queued against each other. I don't know if how long they've been into it, but they're not out of games, so we can't cast them.
Looks like the quotes are a real mistake.
Oh. Yeah, Namshar says, how did I mistype both before and after? That looks so BM. LMAO. Namshar is actually quite a friendly guy, so yeah. I actually truthfully believe him. He says that was an innocent mistake. But yeah. All right, well, we're going to go to a commercial break. We have someone in chat asking. Again, I'm just going to answer this a handful of times before I just start ignoring the question. BaseTradeTV, did you start to limit your VODs to subscribers only, or was it a bug before when I was able to view them? No, it wasn't. We fell behind on our YouTube channel. For those who don't know, youtube.com/BaseTradeTV. We upload all of our tournament VODs there. They're spoiler-free formats, and they're all free to view. There's no quality gating or any bullshit like that. And this is why we chose to do it through YouTube. However, we did fall behind on that. So we unsubscriber-only'd the Twitch VODs so that you guys would have access to them, since it was our fault for falling behind. Now that we're caught up, we've gone back to subscriber-only VODs. So you know, thank you for enjoying them. I guess, well, you did, but you'll have to go to our YouTube channel to catch them going forward. Or consider subscribing. That works too. Either way, there's that commercial break coming that we said. We'll see you guys soon.